I don't really focus too much on social issues because, to be honest, I think that there is only a certain amount of advice you can give, and those who want to take it will, and the others, well, they should be allowed not to take it if they don't want to. I know some of you really enjoy the social issue commentary, but you see, me, I am more focused on. So my focus really is on you and your progress, your wellness. When I think a social issue may bring lessons for everybody, like the one I discussed yesterday, I do. Maxine, how you doing? I do. But then I want to focus on the things that will help you move on. Yesterday, I advised my sisters to get a life, to build something for you. It is irresponsible for me to make statements like that and then leave it. No, tomorrow I should talk to you about the things that you can do to make progress. So that those of you who heard me yesterday, who are invested in making this said progress, may have a blueprint on what you could use to make the said progress. That would be my next focus. That's why I no longer just do social commentary for the sake of social commentary. I do the social commentary and then I move on to practical things that can bring the outcomes that we discussed. But I want to follow up on some of the reactions and responses in my inbox. I've told you guys many times, I am pro-marriage. I believe in the institution. That's why I invest in the relationship. I've been married for 20-something years. I have had 2 children with one man and I still live with the one man. I am pro-marriage. I believe in the benefits of marriage for the individual as much as it is also for the family unit. Children who grow in a stable, sound marriage do much better than children who grow elsewhere. But children who grow in chaotic marriages probably also do worse than children who grow elsewhere. We've got to say that. Marriage is only safe. Marriage is only good when it is a secure marriage, when it's one that takes off the right ideals. It's not marriage for the sake of a name, but real marriage with 2 people committed to doing a good life together. It's interdependence. That's what marriage is, which is the superior position for survival, really, and thriving. Anyway, yesterday I discussed Daddy Lumba and the fact that what he did was wrong to both women. He lied to the first wife. There is no running away from that. Everything he told the first wife about the reasons why he was going to Ghana was a lie. He did not have any spinal injury, and if he did have a spinal injury, it was nowhere near the gravity he was describing. Because how do you know? How do you know? The 5 children he has with this woman says a guy with serious spinal injury who could not sit on a plane and return to his family, could not have had the agility of the waist to sire not 1, not 2, but 5 children with another woman. Oh, he just went because he fancied himself with a younger girl. And this thing is also opportunist to the younger girl too. By the time you are the same age as a guy, so my husband and I are very similar in age. He's a bit older than me, but not by much. What is happening to his body is happening to me. In most cases, it happens to my body before it even happens to him. I am nurturing the same aches and pains as he is nurturing. He's not going to be able to tell me to come and remove his shoe when he comes from work, when I have gone to the same work to do the same job. He cannot. When we are here and we've got chores to do, we've got to split it somehow. We've got to split. And the split has got to serve both of us. He will not have me running around doing rubbish for him the way he can do. And they go to Ghana for a reason. They go to Nigeria, Timbuktu for a reason. The women who remain in these places are socio-economically not similar to the ones who live in the diaspora. The ones in the diaspora, they go to work, they have their own money. They have a voice. They have agency. These ones, when you give them $100, you have given them the world. $100 will have a lot of them do things that those who already work and get for themselves thousands of dollars to their names will not be impressed by. Most of these women become old men nannies. It was this new woman who was taking him to the treatment center. She will have to do all the commuting to care for him. She will have to do, and she will have to feed him, and she will have to leave it. That's a maid servant, a glorified maid servant. A lot of them don't even get the glory. That's what the second woman often is for these men, opportunist men, who go in their latter years to find them. They want servants. If they cannot get the original women to continue to serve in this new capacity, they find somebody else. That's the truth. And no, I still respect Daddy Lumba as somebody who made good music. I still listen to his music and I think his arrangements were on point. But that does not detract from what we see. And telling the truth of his behavior is not disrespect to him. He's only a legend as a musician, by the way. There is a funny thing with a lot of us from my neck of the woods. He's a legend. Don't you dare disrespect his memory. What am I disrespecting about his memory? I am sharing information which is now publicly available. I'm discussing what a lot of you have seen. I am just drawing attention so that people can learn. That's all I'm doing. Whatever was there was something he did. If he was willing to do it, well, how is that a disrespect when I bring it up for conversation? And what makes you think that because somebody is a legend in one area, I am really good at teaching, so I can do whatever I like and it cannot be discussed, otherwise it will ruin my memory? Well, I don't know about this memory. Maybe the people who are building the said legacy also need to think a little bit more about what their actions will say about them. What people will say about their actions when they become known later on should concern them more than it should concern me. I don't owe any allegiance to Daddy Lumba's memory. I don't. It's of no interest to me to protect his image. What serves me is the people who watch my videos, who were waiting for me to share my views, the women who are being led down pathways that are destructive, who could be sensitized by the story to look at themselves and their situation a little bit more carefully and to act in ways that could protect them. That is my interest, really. That's my only interest. I don't work for the Daddy Lumba Legacy Project, and so it is not my job to be protecting no legacy. I've seen that. How dare you? How dare you? I'm like, listen. So this morning, I just want to remind some of you, I don't work for the Daddy Lumba Legacy Project. I don't. I am not a Daddy Lumba image consultant. I am not. I am not his family spokesperson. I'm not. And in fact, even his family mistake. Even his family should not be the ones who are working on his image when he himself didn't seem to care much about that image. When he made choices that compromised that image, that was his responsibility. It's not on anybody else. And no, we will not change what we want to say and what we think about what happened just because we've got to maintain an image a person was not really looking to maintain themselves. So for those of you who got confused and thought I worked for the Daddy Lumba Legacy Project, this morning I want to tell you that I'm not employed by the Legacy Project. No, I do not have allegiance to any patriarchal positions that subject women to stupid choices in the name of nothing. I do not subscribe to that. That doesn't mean I am against marriage. I am certainly for marriage, believe in marriage, invest in marriage. I'm married. I am very married. However, if my husband were to act in ways that are not equitable, ways that could be detrimental to me, we will not hang on to that in the name of just maintaining a marriage. The marriage you maintain should be a marriage that works. It should be a marriage that does what marriage is supposed to do, protect. Marriage is supposed to protect all the participants, including the products of the participants. It should protect the man. If a man should get sick when he is a faithful husband, his wife should certainly stand as a faithful wife and serve and fight and protect. And I've seen many women whose men have had strokes who stand. My mom and my dad are very interesting in that way. My mom had a stroke before my dad was ill. When my dad fell ill, my mom could barely use her left hand. She couldn't. She was there wanting to wipe his brow. And in fact, it irritated me at some point because my mother herself needed a carer. And the person who needed a carer was busy leaving her caring role, leaving the position where she was a recipient of care, and was going off to offer care to a guy who also needed care. And I used to fight with my mother over this one. Woman, can you stop this nonsense? And just let people do their jobs. Let the person caring for you care for you. And let the mechanisms that will care for my dad care for my dad. And I remember my mom telling me, you don't understand. So I said to my mom, well, make me understand. Make me understand. And she says to me, well, this guy has done X, Y, and Z for me. That X, Y, and Z he did was transformatory for my life. I cannot in any sincerity let that go without paying back. So I owe him a debt of gratitude and I'm going to pay it. The minute my mother said that, I shut up. Completely shut up. Said nothing else. If she wanted to go to the hospital at 5 a.m., I let her because I knew that she felt this responsibility. Why does she feel that responsibility? She did because her partner had invested in her. She was grateful that the person had extended facilities to her. And so this was her opportunity to extend facilities back. I have a friend whose husband has had a stroke for about 15 years now. She has staff to care for the guy because she still works. But if she is in the house, you should come and see the staff and how everybody is called to attention when she's in the house. You do not dare do anything that she will interpret as disrespecting her husband. You will not dare do anything that will inconvenience her husband. Woo! And when she is in the home, she is the one who does the very personal care for this guy. You know why? Again, this is a guy who has lived with her in ways that has touched her to believe he had extended himself for her. And so now we were talking, another friend and I and her were talking some time ago, and my other friend says, aren't you tired of doing this 15 years of caring for him? And she says, never. Never. Because he was never tired in fighting my corner. He was never tired. He was never shy of standing up for me. Never. Never. He was faithful when he could. And so it is my turn to be faithful when I can. Yeah. That is what solid, real, interdependent marriages build. And the partners in such marriages are fortunate. They are lucky in the sense that they receive what they fight for. But it's not just luck. They work for it. They work for it. Whilst you are capable of walking on your 2 feet, you show fidelity to somebody. When you are down, they will show you fidelity back. A lot of you will show women shege. When you are down, she will show you shege Pro Max. Why would she be the one who's caring for you when you have your stroke? When at the time you didn't have a stroke, you were busy filtering, spreading your seed everywhere, disrespecting her when you could, dishonoring her wherever you could, and you think that she's the one who's going to. No, Oh, when she gets the opportunity to throw you in a nursing home, she will throw you. Those are the women who return men to their family members. You know why? The family members would have told her stupidity when they were married. When they go to family and they ask for support to help you, to advise you, to guide you, to make better choices, the family doesn't show any support, or the family supports all your nonsense. Well, when you are ill, she will send you to them. When all your money goes to your sisters and their children, well, she and her children receive crumbs. When you get a stroke, the recipients of you and the proceeds of your success will have to do the work, and she will send you. It's not every woman who sends every guy who gets a stroke back home and abandons them. It's not every man who abandons every woman because she is ill or old or whatever. There are many guys who stay with their old wives because there's a friend of mine who owns businesses, and there is a simple command with everybody who works for him, who works in his system. When his wife enters the building, you better stop everything you are doing and roll the red carpet. If it is possible for you to grab him and bring him, do so immediately. If it is not possible for him to come out immediately, apologize to his wife and extend hospitality until he is able to, and let him know ASAP that she is in the building. Simple. Men like that do that for women who have also stood. And yeah, that company is that company because the woman did some very interesting things to raise the capital, supported him whilst he established. And yeah, he extends all courtesies to her as the CEO's wife. No secretary would dare disrespect her in her husband's business. Nobody would dare speak out of turn to her when she goes in that building. When she goes in that building, there is a 21-gun salute because she's there. There's a 21-gun salute because she's there. And it's a very open command. Everybody knows. As soon as any new member of staff is taken on, somebody from the originals will tell you. There's a command that is in place. And it tells everybody how to treat this woman. You see, a woman who is treated like that will also extend courtesies. Yeah. She will extend courtesies. Those two are very happy together. No, the man is not young and his wife is not young either. They are all in their 50s. When the guy is coming home, which is her department, all the staff in the department also know that the bleeding red carpet is getting rolled. Yeah. When she goes in his territory, the red carpet is rolled. When he comes into her territory, oh, he is king. And can you imagine the pleasure both of them get out of each other at this stage in life because they both extend in interdependence. You recognize me, I recognize you. You enjoy the recognition, I enjoy the recognition. It's beautiful, beautiful. But two people have to be willing to invest in that, to create that for themselves and each other. One person doesn't do that. I've seen many people, it's the woman's job. No, it's not the woman's job. No single woman will be able to invest to do that just for you. No single woman will be able to do that for you. She will be willing to engage when you make it worth it for her to engage. If you make her bitter, you will enjoy the proceeds of her bitterness. You would. If you make her happy, you will enjoy the proceeds of her happiness. It is a thing that most people don't seem to understand. So this Daddy Lumba's wife was dancing. She was somber, but she was not heartbroken. People were already picking up on that. She was dancing. She was doing this. She was very respectful. I thought she was very respectful. Considering she was an abandoned woman, a woman whose husband had absconded, what she was doing was really respectful. But no, she was not going to cry. There was nothing that convinces her to cry. She won't cry. Meanwhile, there are some men's funerals where their wives cannot contain the tears. It's determined by how you live with this person. It's determined by how you live with a person. If you live with a person in a way that they cannot contain themselves when you are absent, they will not contain themselves when you are not there. If you live with them in ways that makes you disposable in their life, well, you dispose of yourself. In all our doings, we want to be relevant in the lives of our spouses. We want to matter. And that's all I have to say, really. I don't work for the Daddy Lumba Legacy Project. The people who are invested in fostering his legacy, they exist. They are somewhere else. I'm not one of them. Hi, Mary. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. It's not my responsibility to rewrite somebody's story. It is your job to write your story. I'm writing my story right here. And a lot of people write very good stories in the beginning and they ruin it by the choices later on. Well, that's still part of you and your choices. It's not up to us to filter and remember. And don't we remember all the goods from the beginning? No. If what you do in the end is significant, it can override what you did in the beginning. That's also true. Yeah. Anyway, listen, I am interested in progress. Those of you who have joined my Skill to Founder group. Skill to Founder is one of the communities that I expect to boom over the next few weeks. I'm going to teach you how any skill you have can be used to be the founder of a business. Yeah? Those are the things I care about. I want to help you to set up businesses from what you already know and have so that they can thrive. Yeah. I will post it on the page soon after this one. And you can ask any questions you want afterwards. Yeah. But join the group. All the instructions will be in the group. That's really where I want to focus my energy and my efforts. But Bella Rosie, see ya. Thank you so much for joining.